Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We bullied Sony into keeping the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores online. This is possibly some of the best gaming news we have received in a very long time. Being the professional that I am, it's just come to my attention that I never actually introduced this issue. I'm sure you know about it, so I'm just going to keep this quick. Earlier this month, Sony said they are taking the PS3 and PSP stores away forever in July. People were annoyed about this because games would be lost forever. Let us continue. And the announcement that they are backpedaling on this decision they have already made has so many implications and so many ramifications. I'm definitely not going to be able to cover them all in this video, but I'm definitely going to try my best to do that. To be honest, the main thing though, I'm just glad these games are available for everyone to get for an affordable price, because the prices of physical games would have shot right up, and I'm glad they're open so everyone can get them, but this move means a lot more than games being available for everyone. And let me tell you how. But before we begin, please leave a like on this video. I'm definitely trying a more open discussion style of video, and I saw this news and I immediately thought, I have to make a video on this. This is pretty big and I have some thoughts on it, so I definitely thought it was something I had to make a video on. So you know I said a couple seconds ago that I'd tell you how this is having an absolutely huge impact? Let me tell you how. I have no clue how. I found out about this news 2 minutes ago, and I made no notes for this video. So this is going to be me just talking into a microphone, and it's probably going to be the biggest mess of a video you have ever seen. I feel like the most important thing about this whole situation, the most important thing that's come out of it, is something I thought for a long time, and it's something I know a lot of people have thought for a long time, that digital games and the era of digital gaming is so scary. I was trying to buy a PS5 for ages. I managed to get one now, and I had numerous opportunities to get the digital model, but I never went for it because I like my discs, I like my physical games, so I got myself the PS5 with a disc drive. And that's just because, like, digital games are so scary, man. This store proved, this whole fiasco with the store, it just proved that games can be removed at any second, and if you don't have them installed on your system, they're gone forever. What would have happened if they shut the store would have been like what happened with PT, just on a much more wide scale. Maybe it wouldn't be to the same extent. There probably wouldn't be systems selling for the ridiculous prices that they were selling for with PT, but it's just sad to see things lost to time. So many, and I mean so many games could have been completely lost forever. There would be digital only games that are just gone, and it would have just been so sad to see, especially because a lot of these games probably don't have backups. You know, there's definitely, the more popular games online definitely have emulator versions, but there are some games that are just completely lost, and when it comes to art, it's important to preserve that forever, and, you know, losing something, not being able to experience the game in the way it was intended, by that I mean being able to play it, losing that is really sad. It's really important that as a community we try to keep things going, and that's why I like physical games, because you have the disc in your hand, it's yours, and you can keep it safe and it can go for as long as possible. Whereas a digital game, if you uninstall it from your system and it gets taken off the store, you can never get it back again. It's just so scary. I'm really glad Sony listened to their community about this, and I hope personally, and I'm sure everyone else does, that this gives them a real kick up the arse about how important, like, old games are to people. I can't remember who specifically, but a higher up said, like, who wants to play old games? And that's really stupid. That is a really, really stupid philosophy. You know who wants to play old games? Me. I want to play old games. You know who wants to play old games? You, the person watching this. You want to play old games. We all want to play old games. And personally, I'm a big PlayStation guy. I've pretty much always been a PlayStation guy, and I've always think PlayStation have had the upper hand on Xbox. And I think exactly the same this generation with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But the thing is, the Xbox Series X has amazing backwards compatibility. It can play so much from all periods of time, and that's its real selling point. You can definitely tell this generation that Xbox are playing to their strongest point from the last generation, which is like Game Pass and the backwards compatibility. They're really trying to make the Series X the all-in-one gaming system, and you can tell because they're focusing less on making new, original, exclusive games, but trying to make it the easiest console for playing as much as possible. And I respect that, and definitely when they're more wider available, I will be picking one up, because stuff like Game Pass and the backwards compatibility, that's very important to me. That seems like a great service, and that's something I want to get behind. And hopefully, from the demand that Sony have seen for people not wanting an old console store to be shut, surely they'll see this and they'll think, hold on, people want this. Let's take the old store, let's take everything on the PS3 store and put it on the PlayStation 5 and maybe even the PlayStation 4, because not everyone has PS5s right now. And if they do that, as far as I'm concerned, Sony will be completely above Xbox. There's nothing the Xbox can do that the PlayStation can't, and especially PlayStation should do this. They've got a better legacy of games. They have so many exclusives that are not really gonna come over, especially their older games, they're not gonna go to Xbox. A personal favourite example of mine is Persona 3. Persona 3 may come to other stuff, and it may get remastered, but right now, the only ways to play it are emulation, PSP, and the original. But the game is on the PS3. So if you own a PS3, you can buy this PlayStation 2 game, which is a classic. Regardless of what you think about it, it's a classic which is really hard to access by today's standards. The PS3 is probably the easiest way to access this, and that's insane, because if they took that away, this game would be so hard to come by. Physical copies of this are so expensive, so if they bring that forward, that's a game they have that no one else has, that's old and hard to get. It's pretty much a new release. If they just put some marketing on that, they could release, not release, but they could pseudo-release 100 games at once. Games most people probably haven't played just because of how hard they are to access. Sony can, I don't want to be on the side of the business, but Sony can really monetize that. They can make a lot of money. And if they were £15 for Persona 3 on your PS5, obviously not a remake or anything, just I don't know, some faster load times or whatever, backwards compatible, I'd be on that all day, all night, for breakfast, lunch and dinner. This is great news, ladies and gentlemen. But that was just my quick first kind of 10-minute thoughts about this news. This hasn't been planned at all, and I'm sure you can tell that. It's probably quite a low quality video, like them all. But tell me in the comments what you thought about this one, because I'm really interested to know. And don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for a new one. I've actually recorded 2 videos today. I am so productive. The other one's a bit more wild and weird. This one's just me kind of talking to a microphone, and it's probably really boring. So I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.